This is an amazing video. This new video is the Holy Spirit gamma radiation, the purple, attacking the sun again. It attacked the sun in 2019 during the summer and caused COVID-19. All this purple and green, it's gamma radiation, like the Incredible Hulk. That's why the Incredible Hulk is green and purple, okay? But it represents the Ruach Holy Spirit gamma radiation. The yellow and red is supposed to be around the sun, but the purple gamma radiation attacked the sun and pushed its solar radiation away from the sun and all over outer space. That's what this red is supposed to be over here. The yellow is supposed to be over here. But look at the purple and the green took over. Okay? This is amazing biblical information happening. This happened today. It's happening right now. Now watch and listen. And this is a Christian man telling this information.
November 29th, 2020. Guys, you're looking at the CME tracker on our website, bpotorch.com, and we've had a very large explosion off the sun this morning. It's not Earth facing, and if you look at the top of this, the Earth is represented by the yellow dot. So from the eastern or the left limb of the sun, and we've got about 3 of these sunspots coming around on us now. This was the largest in over 3 years, and we had a solar flare, coronal mass ejection. Then
Solar flare is the Ruach Holy Spirit doing an explosion. It's called a solar flare, okay? So when he says solar flare, he is saying the Ruach Holy Spirit's gamma radiation did an explosion on our sun, on our Earth's sun's radiation shields. If our radiation shields are attacked over and over, they won't work anymore. And they are already messed up. That's why we're having the hurricanes that are historic and historic volcanoes and historic heat. Everything is out of control now because of the Ruach Holy Spirit after the 400-year witchcraft, slave, and oppression curse ended in 2020 and COVID-19 started. This is the reparations. If you have not cleansed from the darkness, you better start cleansing, because once things get worse, you can't cleanse anymore.
Show you on the SDO was also what's called a higher flare. Notice we're on the 28th here, about to come into the 29th. Watch. We'll look at it on a couple of different images there. Now, going into the same satellite, the LASCO C2 images. These are spectacular. This gives you a very close-up idea of what's happening. Now, the sun is behind what's called an occulter disk, and it's like holding your hand up over your eyes if you're looking up to block the sun. And the sun is the size of the white circle. Now, this is the blast. Look at that. Larger than the sun itself as it blasts out into space.
That's an explosion. Oh, man. Hold on. That's an explosion. That is the explosion. While everybody's celebrating Thanksgiving and stuff, because we're still in Thanksgiving weekend, things are going on biblically. Things are going on, and you better be prepared. I'll humbly share the information with you guys, and none of it can be debunked, but plenty of people are ignoring it, and I don't feel sorry for nobody, not even my family members or my former friends.
Same satellite, the LASCO C2 images. These are spectacular. This gives you a very close-up idea of what's happening. Now, the sun is behind what's called an occulter disk, and it's like holding your hand up over your eyes if you're looking up to block the sun. And the sun is the size of the white circle. Now, this is the blast. Look at that. Larger than the sun itself as it blasts out into space. We're very fortunate this one was not directly Earth-facing, but this sun...
Okay, so he said we're very fortunate that this explosion didn't face Earth. So maybe this one solar flare is not going to affect Earth's atmosphere and cause a blackout. Because it can cause an international electricity blackout. And our lights are not coming back on. Man does not have power stronger than unbegotten Father and his Ruach Holy Spirit, which is a virgin female angel, a perfect virgin female angel, the Ruach. So he said this explosion didn't affect us because the Earth is on this side of the sun, I guess. But this energy is in outer space, so it can come around the Earth, or there could be another solar flare. Okay? So no matter what, you need to be cleansing from the darkness so that when things start happening, angels will protect you while other people are being killed by murderers and rapists. Anybody who's trying to benefit off of us having no electricity. Because the police won't come. Your car alarm won't work. Your home burglar alarm system won't work. There won't be any electricity. And your generators will only work for a few days. If we have complete knockout of our electricity forever or for 6 months, this will be worse than COVID-19. And we're at the end of Satan's era. So I don't feel sorry for if you haven't cleansed and if you're not interested in the information I share. It's your fault what happens to you and those who you care about because you didn't share the light with them.
Sunspot is coming around towards us as well as a couple more. But look at that. Also watch the opposite side of the sun react. Also watch the opposite side of the sun as well as a couple more. But this sunspot is coming around towards us as well as a couple more. But look at that. Also watch the opposite side of the sun react to that explosion. Check that out, guys. Very powerful.
I'm sorry. I wanted to go to the part where he showed the explosion, right? Let's go right here.
You're looking up to block the sun. And the sun is the size of the white circle. Now this is the blast. Look at that. Larger than the sun itself as it blasts out into space. We're very fortunate this one was not directly Earth facing, but this sunspot is coming around towards us as well as a couple more. But look at that. Also watch the opposite side of the sun react to that explosion. Check that out, guys. Very powerful.
Now he said, check out the other side of the sun. That's going towards Earth. So by him saying, oh, it didn't happen on the Earth side, it exploded. It's going in every direction. And that's a sharp triangle arrow pointing towards Earth. See it? It's going towards Earth. So this can affect Earth. This is happening right now while I'm talking to you. So tomorrow, who knows what's going to happen? That's why you need to be prepared and stop procrastinating if you are seeking the light, but holding on to your lifestyle in the darkness. You got to let it go. It's time to let go of the darkness so that when things get crazy or real, you'll be prepared.
We're getting definitely into solar cycle 25 and things are heating up. But we're told even in the book of Revelation, the sun is going to play a part. And in the book of Malachi. Now, switching to the Solar Dynamics Observatory, these are using filters not to block the sun, but to dim it down and show us different components. You got 12 cameras on the SDO satellite itself. And watch as we come into the 29th here on the bottom left. Right there, we saw the flash, and then you're going to see what's called the Hyder flare rise. And what that is when you have a solar flare and a filament release like that. Here's your flare. Notice that X cross right there, and then this ribbon. Is when that flare causes CME. A lot of the particles will pull back into the solar surface due to the magnetic canopy. When that collapses back into the surface of the sun, you see the secondary Hyder flare right there. Guys, and just to realize how large this is compared to our planet, it's hard to wrap your mind around it. But now this is a different satellite off to the back right side of the sun, and it's showing the flare that caused this. There's four in a line. We're facing the largest one here that you see on the right, guys. That one you can see from the SDO, the Earth-facing images. But here is a solar flare class right there. You can see you're in the M. Over on the left, the X, which is in the red, is the strongest series of flares. But this was a very powerful M4.4, if I'm not mistaken. Check it out. So we're getting into a time of great troubles on this planet. But there's a plan. Now, it's saying the major solar flare, the biggest flare in more than 3 years, occurred today, November 29th at 13:11 UT. The M4.4 category eruption produced a shortwave radio blackout over the South Atlantic and hurled a significant coronal mass ejection, or CME, into space. The storm cloud will not hit Earth. The source of the flare is an unnumbered sunspot just behind the sun's.
Where did he just say that? The storm cloud will not hit Earth. Where is that? The storm cloud will not hit Earth. This is proof that a solar flare, a major solar flare, can hit Earth. Donald Trump lied to us when he knew COVID-19 was getting worse, but he said he didn't want to scare people. They're telling us the storm cloud will not hit Earth because they don't want to scare us. But as he just said, Revelations says the sun will play a major part in the destruction of this earth being cleansed of darkness and wickedness and uncleanliness.
Eastern limb. That's what we were looking at on the green stereo images. Not yet facing our planet. Also, guys, just to point this out, there is a penumbral lunar eclipse tonight, or early in the morning. The full moon will lose some of its luster on Monday morning, November 30. Now, this Earth's shadow, as it sweeps across the lunar disk, they're saying it will be seen from North America and the Pacific Ocean, including Hawaii. Guys, go to spaceweather.com. There's a link on our website. There's some graphics about this, but it'd be interesting. It's going to happen early in the morning. But, guys, we got to keep an eye on these sunspots coming around towards the Earth-facing side of the sun right now. We're watching it. You watch it. It's a heads up. Be safe. November 29th, 2020. Guys, you're looking at the CME tracker on our website at bpearthwatch.com, and we've had a very large explosion off the sun this morning. It's not Earth-facing, and if you look at the top of this, the Earth is represented by the yellow dot. So from the eastern or the left limb of the sun, and we've got about 3 of these sunspots coming around on us now. This was the largest in over 3 years, and we had a solar flare, coronal mass ejection. Then I'll show you on the SDO, there's also what's called a hydro flare. Notice we're on the 28th here, about to come into the 29th. Watch. We'll look at it on a couple of different images there.
Did you see
now,
that?
Going into the same satellite to the last.
Did you see that explosion?
Look,
see that?
Watch. We'll look at it on a couple.
That's an explosion.
29th. Watch. We'll look at it on a couple.
Boom.
Images. 29th. Watch. We'll look at it on a couple different images. 29th. Watch. We'll look at it on a couple different images.
That is the Holy Spirit causing the sun to have solar flares. We're seeing biblical prophecy happen live on science satellites. This is real. And he is a Christian. And again, he mentioned the book of Revelations, but he doesn't listen to me when I comment in his comments about King Yahusha, because he uses the name Jesus. So, cleanse from the darkness. Do the weekly Sabbath. Research the 613 commandments. Research Queen Wisdom in the book of Proverbs. Follow King Yahusha's instructions at Matthew 22:37-40. And you will be okay. Stop partaking in sexual immorality. Stop partaking in unclean lifestyles and cultures. Learn the true name of the Messiah, Yahusha. Research the name Jesus. I have a video in my playlist and on my page explaining how Jesus, the name, translates to Earth Pig in Italian Illuminati Christian language. The truth is available. And truth is happening right now. So if you're not following the truth and researching it and cleansing from the darkness by using the truth, this stuff that's about to attack this earth is going to get you.